All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB. Jake Flynn, Alondra Tate here with you for another hour. We got Devin Snow joining us in about 15 minutes from now. We're going to keep the good vibes going. We're going to talk about some of the other big wins, some weekend winners, maybe even some more losers here as we lead into Dev. I do want to give a shout out to Vandy. Vandy wins 70-21 over Georgia State. Why does that matter? Georgia State beat Vanderbilt last year. This is Vanderbilt showing that, hey, you know what? We can actually go and take care of business now. Because last year they were good, but now they're doing things they are supposed to do. Where last year it's like they would have a game like that, and then they go beat Alabama, then they have a bad game, then they go almost beat Texas.
Right.
So big win for Clark Lee and Vandy. And that game looks completely different for your LSU Tigers who are coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we were just talking about it, like looking at LSU's schedule for the rest of the season. Who do we think like the biggest hurdle is? Who do we think the best team, as of right now, where we sit in this chair today, who do we think the best team that LSU is going to face the rest of the season? I know, we have the benefit of not having to think of like 1 week at a time. We can think of the whole thing. We don't have to go 1-0 this week. We can think of every single game. So, like, what do y'all think?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, last game of the year.
Oklahoma?
That was kind of the
At Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think after this past weekend, I'm not as high on Oklahoma. Maybe
No.
they just played a little bit of a stinker of a game.
But they got
It wasn't very. Auburn, yeah, you're
Auburn's
right.
better.
To be fair-
Auburn's way better than
Yes.
people thought.
To be fair, I didn't watch that
Yeah.
game, so I don't know what they looked like against Auburn. I do know that they won, but I don't know how resounding of a win it was or anything like that. And like you said, Auburn does look better than all of us thought they were going to look, but Oklahoma is just so physical.
They
and
are.
playing
They have a really good
they're-
defense.
Yeah, they're playing really well
Defensive
on
line's
both sides
really
of the
good.
ball. Yeah.
You watched that game, right, Matt?
Yeah.
I kind of thought Auburn should have won that game
They
at
should,
times.
yeah.
Like I
Well,
thought
they had
Auburn should have
the
won the
call
game,
where they
There's
had
moment.
which was
the
awful.
fake player. Well, the fake player going to the sideline,
which
that's
is
supposed to
illegal.
be
Which is illegal to do.
That gave Oklahoma a touchdown. Then the obvious catch fumble. I thought it was obvious. They returned that for a touchdown. Gets overturned. Oklahoma goes and kicks a field goal on that drive. So that's 10 points for Oklahoma.
Yep.
You took away 7 for Auburn. Like I kind of thought Auburn should have won that game.
Auburn should have won the game. It could have gone either way, but those were 2 blown calls.
Yes.
Like the trick play, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Obvious
and the SEC
fumble.
office, which almost makes me more mad when somebody comes back. It's like, yeah, we screwed that up. Okay, what can we do about it? Nothing. Gotcha.
Got it.
And they came out and they're like, yeah, that should not have been allowed.
Right.
How about you just, I don't know, we have this technology like, hey, guys, you can't do that, so throw a flag.
Right.
Yeah,
Can't do
right.
it.
If you
like
could
clear and
review a
obvious
play-
Yeah, yeah.
situation like
Yeah.
that on a like you can like I know you can't review penalties. You don't want to get a situation where you're reviewing pass interference like the NFL tried to do and reviewing different things like that. But like on a clear break of a rule,
Yeah.
procedural thing,
Instead
like
of having
an
to come
illegal
back and-
play, yeah, there should be something that's like a clear and obvious something like that. And then the fumble, like it was so clear and obvious that it was a fumble. Like most times head coaches are pretty mum during a game. They did a live interview of Hugh Freeze during the game. He was like, yeah, that was clearly a fumble. That should have been a touchdown for us. Like usually the coaches are going to like downplay it a little bit. But
yeah, and the catch that wasn't really a catch. If Breon Brown's catch against Clemson's not a catch, that sure as hell was not a catch.
Right.
Well, and then, okay, you were saying like that's a clear fumble. I agree. Why was Bauer Sharp taking one step against Clemson, ruled a fumble?
Yep.
This guy here takes 3 and cuts up field, and it's not a fumble.
yeah, exactly.
It's such a judgment call.
It is a judgment call, and it shouldn't be. Like if you take, why is one step in a strip a fumble, and 2 steps and then a drop. I don't know. But anyway, I think we got to that by saying Oklahoma's pretty, I think they looked a little flappable. John Mateer didn't look, he looked fine, looked good, but he didn't look like the guy that can destroy somebody single-handedly.
So, that's the question I'm starting to ask myself. I'm looking at, that hurt. That hurt you. That hurt your thigh there, Bo. And the little short shorts you got on, too. There was nothing to protect them.
Well, see, I got your old chair over here.
Oh, they upgraded me and gave you the old chair?
So.
Matt got the hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how much of a big deal a chair is here in this building.
People love them.
That has been an issue for years, and I do not understand it.
It has been.
We got a new one over there. There was a new one here last week with a little arm thing, which was pretty good, pretty decent. Still.
No. Michelle bought 3 different chairs.
Yeah.
For everybody to try out to see which one they liked best.
Oh, yeah. How's that one?
It's pretty good.
That's the one that
won. Does it go down?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Does it go down?
Not too bad. Not too bad. But I can't sit for 3 hours. I got to stand up every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I really honestly think we should just make every host stand for 3 hours.
I couldn't do it.
Be a good exercise. What do you think? You just sat down for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I would be down to stand if I could not be hunched over the entire time here.
True.
This could lift up a little more.
Yeah.
So true.
So
I guess going back to the exercise.
Well, the question that we were asking was for me at least, of the quarterbacks that you face off against, which one do we think
just the
could
teams
maybe
in general.
Well, yeah, for me, but I wanted to look at it from that aspect of it. Okay, which one do you think could face LSU's defense and get his team in the right play and continue to make plays, because you're kind of playing a lot of dual threat quarterbacks coming up. Really, until you get to Alabama, you're facing some dual threat guys. Okay, so is Alabama going in with Ty Simpson? He's looked really good, been highly efficient. Is that the guy that maybe you change up a little bit of your game plan? Because then you go right back into dual threat against Arkansas and Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about true dual threat guys that can do it multiple ways. Now those guys aren't the same. Right? Texas A&M is going to have different Q runs than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will have some design Q runs, but really their running game from Diego Pavia comes from improvising and a play breaking down. So it's a little bit different there, but I actually think LSU's defense right now has shown that they can play well against dual threat quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm trying to look through the schedule, and we're about to get into the meat. We got Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Alabama. So you're about to go through a slew of really good quarterback play. I think from top to bottom, the best team that we're going to face that I've seen so far, that I've watched so far, is Texas A&M right now. They're sitting at 9, but we do get the benefit of them coming to our house. Now Marcel Reese has to prove to me that he's still grown as a pocket passer enough, because the confusion that LSU and Blake Baker is going to create for him might give him some serious issues. Now, he can create with his legs, but with this defense, the way we fly around, how we're using Harold Perkins and that beautiful star mindset, I'm not that worried about that aspect. A&M might have a problem when they come into Death Valley because of that confusion.
Yeah.
How far has Marcel come? I know he's playing really well, and he made some big plays, and he made the plays with his arm to beat a good Notre Dame football team. That creates.
But he's only completing 58% of his passes, which now in college football, it's really low.
Yeah, we think that LSU's, unless you are a very seasoned pocket passer that understands how to read sideline to sideline, understands the weaknesses and strengths of defenses and what they're trying to do, and you have receivers that have a high football IQ, LSU's defense is going to put your head in a blender.
Yeah.
They're just going, but they make themselves vulnerable, but they understand their vulnerabilities. Yeah. They get that.
Right, yeah.
And they're okay with that, because they're saying, I can create chaos with guys that are flying around and giving 100% effort and trying to bite kneecaps to get to the quarterback. And I understand that somebody might be open for a split second at least.
Yeah.
But I think I can get to your guy, create that. So for the majority of the time, he might get lucky every now and then, but for the majority of the time, we're going to get you before you get us.
What about this coming weekend? Trinidad Chambliss has looked a lot better than Austin Simmons, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has.
Have a ton of film on him. You got about a game and a half.
You got a lot of film, just not at Ole Miss. He played at Ferris State. He played a ton of football.
Yeah.
Division II. But like it's pretty impressive, like what he's been able to do.
And then, I mean,
So you got to go back and you got to watch some of that.
You got Caden Lee. Harrison Wallace has stepped up. Like, Kawan Lacey's a pretty good running back. Like, it might be this weekend. Going on the road, first road SEC game.
I mean, look, this weekend counts for sure
for
what
sure.
we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
And you got one of the better play callers in the country.
Oh, dude, what a great clip of Lane Kiffin this past weekend. Did y'all see it? They have the basketball goal.
Yeah.
And so they slam dunk and they do all that. Well, the guy's I don't know if it was a defender that got an interception. I don't know what like the rules are for the basketball goal when you get to dunk it. I don't know if it's every touchdown or if it's like a turnover chain situation. But he comes over there, parts the Red Sea, gets in between all the guys and calls for the ball and gives them a bounce off the ground alley-oop situation. Good for him. Way to be aware, Lane. Way to be a player's coach. I think we all like Lane Kiffin. Not this week, of course.
I do like that.
But it was a good clip of the head coach during the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Going over there, understanding that his guy was about to slam dunk the funk. And he gave him a little alley-oop.
Yeah, look, in Weiss and Kiffin, they're gonna have a tough assignment. Blake Baker is too, though, right? I mean, I think he understands.
Oh, here we go. There's the clip. Boom. Oh, and the guy
In
did
the
a little
360
with a helmet on his shoulder pads. Underrated athleticism right there. Look out for that guy this weekend.
There's probably a lot of guys like it. I like how he's like, no. Give me
give
the
me that rock.
basketball. Yeah,
They practiced that. How many fans are in the stands?
Well, they
12?
had already left. The Green Wave had already been defeated, basically, at that point. But a very impressive win, though, by Ole Miss. That's a good Tulane football team that had beaten Northwestern, that had beaten Duke. Those teams aren't world beaters, but Tulane beat them soundly.
Yep.
And so it's a nice win by Ole Miss. They come in with a lot of momentum, but so do you. No matter what Flynn wants to tell you, you got some momentum over the weekend from beating Southeastern. And hopefully you can have your full arsenal with Wes Weeks, hopefully coming back. Trey'Dez Green, who went through warm-ups in this game and did not play, that's a great sign. And I talked about it on the broadcast, Matt. It's like when, in the NFL, like if you were very, very close to coming back, but maybe they're like, hey, let's give it one more week. They would put you through a simulated game before the game. Like you still were going to get your work in. You just weren't ready to maybe go full 60 minutes. And so that's what they did with Trey'Dez Green this weekend. So all signs point to him being available.
Yeah, let me tell you, when you're injured, like the week is worse than if you're
terrible.
playing. It's like all conditioning, and it's on the treadmill, it's running, it's doing the arm bicycle if you have a lower, it's doing stuff. They put you through the ringer, so it's not a conditioning problem. When you're out for a couple of weeks or whatever it is, like you're probably in better shape when you come back. But we were just talking about, bring this up briefly. The Tulane I know was very hopeful going into this game, a good team. The schedule kind of lined up. Well, the team that kind of jumped ahead of you in that whole group of five talk, Memphis, with a big win against Arkansas. Take like the bull by the horns for getting that playoff spot in the group of five. So I know Memphis and Tulane will match up a little bit later in the season.
Yeah.
But that was one of my kind of
Weekend
my
winners?
deep dive weekend winners was Memphis. With a
Does any
big
athletic
SEC win.
program know how to blow a lead like the Arkansas Razorbacks and lose in dramatic fashion?
2 in a row, man.
John Gruden coming?
Any sport, baseball as well.
True. We saw that
Arkansas
firsthand.
loves to blow a lead and lose in a bad way. They really do. It's just, it is something that is almost an absolute.
Good for them, though. At least they're good enough to take leads. Not bad.
Yeah, that means nothing.
I think the Saints would take a blown lead every now and then.
They would.
What?
Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, our guy Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, joins us here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. If you are buying new, if you are leasing, or you're renting, every single vehicle is always available to you. I currently lease the Highlander. Love it, right? It's been with me for 3 years now. I've had this Highlander. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for the family, but they've got options for you if you're looking for something different. If you want the full-size SUV, the Sequoia, if you're looking for a truck, Tundra, Tacoma, if you're looking for a sedan, if you're looking for a hybrid, if you're looking for a minivan, you want the murdered out mini Sienna, you can get that as well. Check it out all online, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, it's tailgate season. It's football season. And if you've never been to the Grove and you're looking to get up there for the game and do a little tailgate, and maybe you don't want to put the miles on your current car and you want to get a rental, they have per day rental prices there that are as good or better than those big box rental places over at the airport. So go check them out today. See any car on the lot that you can rent. Go see their per day pricing. All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com.
...2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Tell me how they got that pretty little face on that pretty little frame, girl. But let me show you.
All right, welcome back in OTB 104.5. Real quick.
I wish we had the buttons right now.
I want to tell you about Campus Federal. CampusFederal.org is the website. A checking account for everyone. Open an account today. You've got different ones to choose from. The Lanyap Light checking. You got the Lanyap checking. You got the Young Adult checking. Campus Classic checking. Find out which checking account is right for you. They've got locations in Shreveport, in Baton Rouge, in New Orleans, really throughout the state of Louisiana. They are helping you out. Open that checking account today. CampusFederal.org. All right, so we had to push Def back about 10, 15 minutes because we now know the permanent opponent for each SEC team. And this was by Chris Lowe, who moved from ESPN to On3. So typically if CeeLo has something in the SEC, it's in absolutes. And we were going to maybe find out tomorrow. The SEC's got the big reveal show. But Chris Lowe, again, on top of everything SEC, has leaked the opponents for every team. And so for your LSU Tigers, Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. Yeah, thank you, Alondra. Well done. There might be some people that are excited by this. There might be some people that are like, oh my gosh, thank goodness we don't have team A, B, or C. That's not going to be my stance. I don't think it's going to be Matt's stance either. I hate that you're not going to play Florida every year. You've played them every year since 1971. It's really become a rivalry that when you go into Tiger Stadium and that team is in Tiger Stadium, I see more excitement from LSU fans. I see more hatred towards your opponent from LSU fans during that game. I wish you had some other teams. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really surprised that the SEC is not going to have the cash cow that is Alabama and LSU every single year. Now with the schedule rotation, you'll see these teams more often. It's not going to be like a decade before, actually a decade plus between trips like to Lexington for LSU, for instance. It was what, 2007, and you didn't play them again until what, 2021 in Lexington, right? So there's not going to be that gap anymore, which I do like that part of it. But Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M, the three permanent opponents, and they are going to, remember, in this new 9-team league schedule, each school will have 3 annual opponents that will be reevaluated every 4 years, and 6 rotational opponents, meaning each school will play every other SEC school at least once every 2 years, and every opponent home and away in a 4-year span. And remember, Herb Vincent joined us when this broke, that's how they were going to do it, the reevaluation process. But at least for the next 4 years, starting next year, for LSU, it's Arkansas, it's Ole Miss, and it's Texas A&M.
I was reading that. When we passed the link to ourselves here over the break, I read it, and I immediately, my blood started boiling. What a letdown of a every year opponent, because whether they are or not, the team that you play every single year becomes a rival, whether it is a traditional rival, whatever it is, Golden Boot, whatever. Nobody cares about that ever except for Arkansas. And I get it. There's going to be more SEC games. So you are going to play more teams every single year. So you might play a couple more. You still might play Florida a little bit. You still might play Alabama a little bit. I'm sure we will. But how dare you take away LSU Florida game, who's been a common opponent every single year, one of the most beautiful weeks of the year during the season because we hate each other. It's a beautiful rivalry.
Yep.
It's a game that brings juice to the fan base, both fan bases. It brings juice to college football. It's something that's a great lead up. And how dare you take the LSU-Alabama game away for the same reasons? Now, I don't think there's quite as much hatred. Are you talking about a money bell cow for both cities, for the SEC, for college football? Like, I get it. You had to make a decision on 3, and you want to do things like try to make everything as equal as possible and geographically wise and all these different things. But you can't take both of those games away.
Right.
If you're going to take one, leave the other. You can't take both of them. Okay, I get Ole Miss, traditional rival. I get maybe an argument for A&M from a geographical standpoint. And they've played for a long time and blah, blah, blah. Arkansas, nobody. Please don't let there be one LSU fan that is happy about that one.
Yeah. Arkansas fans are probably happy. But for LSU fans, like, does Arkansas do anything for anybody? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Hogs. That's just what it is.
I just don't see how an LSU fan can look at that and be excited about it.
Daniel Basham said, first Saints talking, now this?
Wow. What is
I'm with you. God, we were trying, like, we were doing a good job of keeping the vibes up. And then this breaks. Yeah, I mean,
3 common
and again, I realize that there's going to be people that do shows here in this studio that are championing this, and they're going to be excited. They can have that opinion. That's great. But we talked about this whenever the news broke that this was going to change. It's like, okay, yeah, but like these games don't create any emotion. Like, I mean, Ole Miss traditional rival, sure. Like A&M and LSU's been forced upon us as much as anything that the league's done over the last decade plus. And again, just the Arkansas, it means a lot to them, but does it mean a lot to any LSU fan?
No.
I don't think it does. Now, maybe my meathead brain, when I said Florida, Auburn, and Alabama, maybe that doesn't work, okay? But that creates way more emotion for me than it does for any of these 3 games.
Yeah, and not trying to, like, get on a soapbox and, like, you know, when we did that before a couple weeks ago, when this whole, 3 common opponents, like we talked, just like you said, we want the best. We want the biggest, the baddest, the best, the thing that brings the juice to the fan base, the thing that pumps the players up. The reason why you come and sign on the dotted line as a recruit out of high school, a recruit coming from California at some other school that wants to come play. And these, like, the big games are what you come for.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the big games are going to be eliminated, but when you talk about your common 3 opponents every single year, you are, by the scheduling, creating rivalries.
Yeah.
So why try to build something like Arkansas? Okay, if you want to put Arkansas in there because you got to even everybody out. You don't want LSU to have 3 top dogs. Fine. Make room for Alabama or Florida somewhere in that list.
Yeah.
Throw the fan base some sort of bone. Yeah. Okay, Ole Miss is a rival going back into the 50s or whenever it goes back to. I don't know. But the game doesn't bring as much juice. Like the game last year was electric, but I'm talking about just the build up to everything.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So how dare you take Florida away from us? I don't think I'll ever forgive them for that. And I guess it's a caveat. Well, don't be too pissed because in 4 years we're going to reevaluate. What are you going to reevaluate? You just evaluate. You're going to reevaluate based on who's good at the time. Is that why Tennessee got Vanderbilt? Yeah, who'd they get?
They got Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Alabama.
Yeah, they got Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Yeah, 4 years. Is Vanderbilt going to be back to where they were? No, that's the reevaluation process. I don't know.
So real quick here, we'll go over it, and throughout, obviously, the next couple of days we'll talk about it. But for Alabama, it's Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. For Arkansas, it's Missouri, Texas, and LSU. For Auburn, it's Georgia, Alabama, and Vanderbilt. Oh, can't have that Vanderbilt-Auburn game go away. For Florida, it's Georgia, South Carolina, and Kentucky. For Georgia, it is Auburn, Florida, South Carolina. For Kentucky, it's South Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida. For LSU, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. For Mississippi State, it's Ole Miss, Alabama, and Vanderbilt. For Missouri, it's Arkansas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. For Oklahoma, it's Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri. For Ole Miss, it's Mississippi State, LSU, and Oklahoma. For South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, and Florida. For Tennessee, Alabama, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky. For Texas, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. For Texas A&M, Texas, LSU, and Missouri. For Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Auburn. That is your 3 permanent opponents for the next 4 seasons starting next season.
Boo.
Alabama, Mississippi State. Yeah, can't go without that one. All right, let's put us in a bad mood. We've done everything we could to bring the vibes up. It's okay. Let's see.
I wasn't even pissed about the Saints stuff or anything. I'm pissed about this.
Yeah, not very happy. Let's see if Dev can help us out. When we come back, our guy Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, will join us right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to russellpools.com. That is a website for Russell Pool Company. The great thing about their website, right there on the homepage, I mean, you're going to see there is no pools that look the same because it's custom. It is your dream pool. It's not mine. It's not Matt's. It's not Alondra. It's not Tay-Tay. It's your dream pool. And whatever you're dreaming up, they can get done in your space. And you'll see even with the different ones that we're showing, we're talking about different shapes, different accessories, different features for all of these pools. Now, if you're looking for something simplistic, well, obviously they can do that as well. It is your dream. It is your pool, and it's going to get done by Russell Pool Company.
Yeah, and they are completely turnkey. What does that mean? They got a landscape architect. They got designers. They can take your dream to reality. So if you want water features, you want fire features, you want a grotto, whatever it is, can I get a hot tub? Somebody, let's go. They can do whatever you need. So give them a call. Take your dream to reality. RussellPools.com.
...2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Hey girl, is he everything you wanted in me? You know I gave you the world. You had me in the palm of your hand. So why your love went away?
All right, welcome back in OTB. It is now time for our guy, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. I don't even want to know the phone calls that this man received at Spread Quarters yesterday. Dev, what's going on, brother? How we doing? How we living?
At least we alive. I guess that's the positive. It's like when your parents tell you growing up, life's going to be a reality check, and you kind of just stay hopeful that it won't be tough. And then you see it, and it's like bills, taxes.
Yeah.
Got to buy a new washing machine. My cholesterol's high. All this dumb stuff. And, when they had the Saints ranked dead last going into the season, it was like, what, plus 4,000 or whatever to make the playoff, worst team in the division, worst team in the conference. And I'm just sitting there, I kept thinking, I'm like, maybe they could just be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's
or
football,
maybe not.
Yeah. But then you're 0-2, and you're playing in Seattle, the home of Starbucks, and you see a team go up 28, 35 points faster than a barista could make a espresso macchiato. It was the pain that everybody predicted.
Yeah.
And it's just you hate to see it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, to see it play out in real time in front of TV is nothing short of breathtaking. Yesterday was breathtaking. And I ain't talking about we had chimes and I just saw a 10 walk through. It's not
right.
No, this was like, give me all your breath and go make some new breath. Find some new breath. We're going to take your breath, put it in a bag, and you're going to watch this whooping and deal with it. And the Saints checked a big bag of, I don't know, reality onto the plane, going home or to Buffalo or wherever they go, and then either go to Montana, go sit on a mountain and just, think about how embarrassing that was. To the players, fans, coaches, the Gulf Coast, it was absolutely embarrassing.
I think that's why it was so embarrassing and bad because at least we all knew the limitations, but at least the first 2 weeks you could look at it and be like, all right, not bad. We were in it. They made some mistakes, but the way they came out on this game, I guess you kind of answered it, but my question for you was like, as a Saints fan, would you rather lose like in a blowout like this or lose like a heartbreaking close game?
Well, I mean, all you got to do is look at how people were feeling the first 2 weeks after losing.
Yeah.
I mean, there were still losses, but, people were somewhat optimistic. They, you got the people even like on the big TV talking about, hey, watch out, these Saints are going to be scrappy, Only thing scrappy about the Saints yesterday was that they didn't want no problems. Little scrappy. That was about it. They didn't want nothing to do with that game, dude.
Mm-hmm. You're right about the first 2 weeks, Deb. It's like, okay, you lost the game, but we can point to individual plays that get you maybe a win in those games. And you were efficient, and you didn't do a lot of things to like lose a game, right? You just didn't make the play to go win a game, which is still troublesome, but it's not the same situation that we saw in Seattle yesterday. I mean, you got punched in the face, and you never got back up off the mat. And you allowed a 95-yard punt return touchdown. Like, that should be impossible. Like, he shouldn't even catch that. But like he said after the game, like, he's got the green light to be able to go and make that play, and he certainly did. And then you get a punt blocked, and it's just, man, it never got in sync. And you never really allowed it to, because when you get down like that, like offensively, then you just have to go 2-minute offense the entire game. And the thing for me, the biggest thing is when you got punched, you never really got back up.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, dude, how did you go down 21-0 in the first 9 minutes? Well, I could tell you how. I don't know what a record is for penalties and amount of minutes or nothing like that. Dude, 6 penalties in the first 9 minutes. 6.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I mean, so many penalties. Like, beginning of the fourth quarter, they had 11. It was the Brian Brzee personal foul on third and the headbutt, right?
Yep.
You have to know whether hey, they call this on everybody or they don't, whatever. You got to know that we already got a problem with penalties. Just don't do the headbutt. Don't twist some dude's nipple. Don't do none of it, right? Because they're gonna call it. And what happens the next play? The Seahawks score.
The mistakes that they're making to me are so, or at least the mistakes they made yesterday, so elementary. You talking about bad formations, you talk pre-snap penalties. At some point, you got to get past like the preseason game mentality and clean up the BS. And these guys are professional football players, so they shouldn't need motivation from coaches, other players. But at some point on any team sport, like somebody's got to step up and say enough is enough. And we were trying to talk earlier in the show, like I don't know if that's any of the offensive coach's personality, but somebody has got to step up and be an a-hole, right? And say enough is enough. But we're trying to figure out who's got that personality. I think Rattler has it a little bit. I just don't know if he's got the notches on his belt to be able to do that. So who do you think, is there anybody out there that can step up?
Yeah, I don't think that there's veterans that are stepping up and showing fire. I mean, I'm just going off of yesterday, right? I mean, what veterans stepped up and showed the fire? So, none of them. I mean, I don't mean to call it in. What did Cam Jordan do yesterday? I mean, dude, it was over in 9 minutes. It was over in 9 minutes. What can you do? Who in the NFL, I've never played in the NFL, right? But, like, who in the NFL would expect the game to be over in 9 minutes? I mean...
Well, you allowed it to be over 9 minutes, to be fair.
Right. I mean...
Like,
dude,
you think about, like, the way a game plays out, and I've been in this situation, Matt's been in it. I mean, it doesn't matter what level of football you've played in, you've been in this situation. Like, Alvin Kamara, like, in that first series you have, and Spencer Rattler, like, avoids the rush and throws it down there, and AK kind of got stuck in... is the ball going to get here? Do I turn and run? Do I backpedal, which you should never do? But he does. He backpedals, and the ball hits the ground. Like, it's like, okay, well, what if you complete that pass? Well, then you're going to score points, right? You're going to be in the red zone. You're going to have a great opportunity. And then, like, one play like that for this Saints team, they do not have room for error. So when you miss a play like that and it spirals on you right now, you can't stop the bleeding. You're not good enough to stop the bleeding. And unfortunately, that's just where the Saints are.
Yeah, and then it's just the corners. You know,
the whole DBs play bad.
Dude, there was one play, the rookie Horton, where he went, Colorado, I think.
Colorado State.
Okay, yeah. And so he was running down the field, three players are on him. Not one of the guys jumps, does anything at all other than just let him catch the ball with 3 guys on him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. Like, what did you see in Kool-Aid McKinstry at Alabama? Because, I mean, we all remember this guy. What did you see to signal that this guy is a lockdown corner? I didn't see it at Alabama.
I mean, Kool-Aid was more like Crystal Light yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many avenues you could bring up where the Saints have went wrong. The draft's one of them. You keep passing on, like, dude, I watched this guy at Buka for Tampa Bay, who was the 19th pick.
Emeka Egbuka, yeah.
You think we couldn't use Emeka Egbuka?
That dude's so good.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I mean, dude, it's just so many guys.
Yeah, they keep passing. It's just a positive note, though. We got the Bills this week.
Yeah.
16.5-point dogs.
Yeah.
Are you pretty excited about that hook? And do you think 16.5 is too high or too low?
Too low. I figured it'd be 27.5. You know? What are the Saints doing right now? Are they coming back home and then going to Buffalo? Like, dude, just don't even come back home, bro. Like, go straight to Buffalo and adapt. You know, these are the type of games too, man. It's just like, I know it's the NFL. I know you never know, I guess, but man, you got to know what's about to happen here, dude. It's about to be a throttling, man. Like, Seattle kind of took it easy in the second half, right? I mean, you saw Milrow in the game and stuff, you know? But this is about to get real, real ugly, man. And when do y'all think that the Saints could win a game? I mean, you're about to play Buffalo. You know, maybe somehow you could pull out a win against the Giants. I don't know. I mean, I watched that game last night. Russell Wilson, he must have been in Pensacola because that guy he threw the ball to the tunnel, the cotton candy man, and the field goal post when they had a chance to actually, you know, maybe score, make a stop, and then potentially win the game.
Yeah, that's going to be an ass-off, Dev, when the Saints and Giants play each other.
So I don't know, man. I don't know when the Saints are going to win. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think we can finally see, you know, you hear about it, and then you finally get to see it. And it's like, okay, well, we definitely see where we at for sure.
They just need to clean up the elementary mistakes. If they clean it up, then it'll look a little bit more like the first 2 weeks. We're like, all right, we didn't win, but like at least it looked respectable. Stop having 11 penalties in a game. Stop getting punts blocked and 95-yard punt returns.
Yeah, you remember Sean Payton, you know, in the beginning of most of the seasons with Sean Payton, the penalties were an issue the first couple games, right? And then they would clean them up. I don't know, man. I don't know when these guys are going to clean up these penalties. You know what I'm saying? And like Jake said, you don't have the fortune to be able to like win with this stuff.
Yeah.
These things cannot be that. You know, if anything, you could be mid and be disciplined, right? And you might have a chance. Yeah. But you can't be mid and undisciplined.
Dev, sorry we had to bring you down here on this Monday, man. At least maybe you have some RB&R situation planned out, or maybe you find your way, and we know you're not big into planning it. Maybe that helps you out on this Monday because the Saints, they're not going to help us, and I don't think they're going to help us all year long. So hopefully on these Mondays you can find some really good spots maybe you've never been to for RB&R Day.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. By the way, went 0-4 yesterday on NFL.
Tight,
okay.
Tight.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sure if I go try to turn my key on my truck right now, the battery's dead, you know?
You probably miss putting the garbage out today, too, like one of those type of days, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
I
But
know.
hey, man, at least we got at least we got LSU first of all.
Yeah.
Big game for them, and then I guess I could start saying things like, at least we got the Pelicans to look forward to. Who knows?
Let's don't do that just yet, Dev. Let's don't do that just yet. We'll have to see. But, I mean, they can't be worse than the Saints.
No, it just doesn't get worse than this, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
So, sorry, Dev. Well, we appreciate you, sir, and I hope that you find some good red beans and rice.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Y'all take care.
All right, there he is, our guy, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Down bad like the rest of us after having to watch the New Orleans Saints play tackle football. All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. They had the billboard contest, so hopefully you got your submission in there, and hopefully you'll have a chance to see your design on a billboard here in town. But if you're always, kind of curious what they're doing in the local communities, at Get Gordon is always going to be that handle on all major social media because, they're throughout the state of Louisiana. They've got things going on throughout the state of Louisiana. And, again, it is your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done. We'll wrap it up here. OTB will ask the bench when we come back. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com, Geaux, Tommies with a Y.com.
Go
Tommy's
Tommy.
Windows, Doors, and Siding, where you'll clearly see the difference. They are award-winning Angie Super Service Award every year since 2016. Best windows in Baton Rouge this year in the Advocate. That went to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Tommy and the team. And have them come out to your project. See what they can do for you. Remember, they can customize your job, whatever you're looking for. GoTommies.com.
If you got a project, if you're starting one, it's a little renovation, maybe you're adding on to your house, maybe you're building a new house from scratch, whatever it is. If it's anything to do with windows, sidings, and doors, give them a call. We know in that whole process, you are going to probably get a couple prices, talk to a couple different people. Make sure that Tommy's is one of those so you can see exactly how they work. You can see their quality, how they work with integrity. They're dependable. They're professional. Most importantly, when you have a project and your walls are ripped open, you want them to be efficient. So go check them out today. Give them a call or go visit them. GoTommys.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yeah. Yup. Welcome back in, OTB. Well done, Blake. Well done. I want to remind you about K2Z, KTOZblinds.com. K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Been doing it since 2004. When you go to the website, you can find the contact information top right corner in Baton Rouge and Lafayette on the North Shore. They are here throughout Louisiana to help you. No matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, give one of those numbers a call, and they are going to be able to help you. Interior, outdoor living, and sometimes, like me, it ends up being both. KTOZblinds.com. Ask the bench, what's a surefire way to get the vibes back up? Probably not talk about the Saints. Probably not talk about the 3 poo opponents that we just got for LSU. And I'm not talking about poo like they're bad football teams. I'm just talking about like no Alabama, no Florida, no Auburn.
Vibes were pretty high during weekend winners. That was exciting.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go around the country a little bit more.
You talk about the Falcons losing 30-0.
Yeah, that went.
Yeah, to the Panthers. Memphis came in. He's like, Dad, Panthers are winning. I said, yeah. And he goes, no, they're winning like by a lot. He's a Panthers fan. I was like, yeah. I was like, it can't happen. You put one more of those together, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. There's not a lot to the Panthers.
My vibes weren't really up then because I'm holding a lot of pretty good Michael Penix.
I got some
cards.
Bryce. You got some Bryce, though.
I got some Bryce, too, but he didn't really do anything.
Actually, your
No,
biggest
he
card
didn't.
is.
He really didn't do
Your
anything,
biggest
though.
card is a Bryce.
That's true.
That you have.
Yeah,
So,
true.
see, I'm helping you out right now. Ask the bench, can you believe the worst day of the week is tomorrow? I know, no.
Oh, God. Now you're going to bring that up? Now you're going to put
Gross. Tuesday.
Tuesday. You stink. Last Tuesday, we had better vibes.
Oh, we did.
We don't
Sure,
have to
we're
talk.
like, that Tuesday didn't suck.
We don't have to talk Saints tomorrow.
I know.
We had to today.
I know. Yes, it is hard to be a basketball fan around here right now. That is very true.
Basketball.
Not for me.
Who's playing basketball?
Go Spurs, go. Building a dynasty out there.
Are we talking basketball right now?
Well, Dev said the Pelicans, and then so like the Pelicans bad. LSU was bad last year. We'll see if the Tigers can right the ship. I have no faith in the Pelicans because they're run by the same people. So, I was a Knicks fan for a long time and let Danny and T-Bob talk me into following the Pels. That didn't turn out to be a great decision.
Yeah, because now the Knicks are good.
Yeah.
Hey, Taylor, are you petty when it comes to your non-Cowboy fandom now? Are you excited that they lost?
I'm not excited or happy. I mean, or sad.
Come on,
I'm
show some emotion.
I'm sad what the franchise has become. Yeah, I mean that's exactly kind of the reason I moved on. Like it's the Chicago Bears, and you got blown out.
But usually after a breakup, you want the worst for that person that you broke up with, right?
I don't want the worst for them. It's not the player's fault. It's Dak's fault a little, but it's not the player's fault. It's Jerry Jones's fault.
I always prey on the downfall of the person.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is.
Yeah, me too. I am not one of those people. I want them to win, so our win looks better. Please. Hope Florida loses to everybody.
So it's
Be
like,
petty.
I was hoping Florida would lose to Long
Come
Island.
on, give me some juice here. Be
All
excited
right.
that Caleb Williams. destroyed
Tuesdays
them.
tomorrow. All right. Woo! See you then.
Off the bench